Hiya, dog fans. My name is Oliver Nelson Jr., and I'm making an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. An absurd first-person open-world comedy adventure game about navigating a universe of simulated airports run by stock photo dogs and solving their problems. This is pre-alpha build number 8, and since the last time I did one of these videos, the game has made a gigantic level of progress. We've got full boards of flight times. This airport is a small regional airport called Phobos, so that board isn't very full, and we have to find ways to pass the time until one of these flights opens. But to do that, first, we have to open up one of these gates, which requires talking to a dog who will give us a boarding pass so we can fly elsewhere. We added an entire new airport in this update, a bunch of new dogs and quests, items that can change the fabric of reality and also make you jump really high, change the way movement and people movers work, just a whole lot of cool stuff. But first, to access that stuff, we need to get out of this entry area. Now, what I realized recently is that I could talk to one of these dogs, get a boarding pass, translate the alien language in the world to find out where I'm supposed to go and then take that flight, or I can be a sneaky boy and just jump around. Just leap right past that requirement. Now, I don't have a boarding pass, which means that was effectively useless, but I like rebelling against authority in small, meaningless ways, even if that authority is myself. So if we run to one of the nearby dogs, let's go to Beachwell from here. Here's a dog. You can pet any dog at any time with an infinite number of hands. We added more hands. See, the first time you press P, random hand pops up. You tap it twice, 2 hands pop up. You start getting into it. Suddenly, you finally have a game that allows you to pet dogs as much as they deserve. And I'm going to tell this dog I want 50 boarding passes. Here you go. Enjoy your flight, he says. I've opened a gate to the rest of the airport for you. Have a wonderful day. So I've got a bunch of boarding passes, and I can carry as much as I want, because this is a game built around enthusiasm and wonder, because, you know, dogs. So we don't care if you have 25 inventory slots. You can carry everything in the world in your pocket. It's up to you. I don't need all these boarding passes. I'm going to throw them off into the abyss. So that technically counts as littering, doesn't it? Anywho, we've got a flight at 4:33 or at 4:47 to Beachwell, and I can tell that because I know this specific string of characters, but I actually do not remember the rest of the letters in the language that I invented. So the rest of this string will be interesting. So this is C1, and this is for C3. Both of these are fortunately on the side of the airport that we're going to already, as we can tell by looking at a nearby handy sign. It's gate A1 is that direction, B1, C1, and C3 are that direction. I think this series of letters means hospital. So if we end up needing pills, or to visit the doctor, or just wanting to save our game, because that's a thing that is working now, just saving the game. It's working on the development build. It's not working in this build, but you could just save your game at a doctor now. Like, this is just a real game that exists that I put over a year of my life into. I'm not going to think too much about that because the existential dread is going to grow. So, knowing that C3 is in this direction, we're going to run. As you might notice, there are holograms above all of the stores now, so you can know at a glance what's selling what. You don't waste your time exploring the entire airport. You can just be like, oh, there's the place that sells lamps or briefcases, or there's the hospital, or there's a place that sells Mothman-themed records. You have to do a little bit of interpretation for that Mothman-themed records things, but you can see the record sleeve off in the distance. Here's Janitor Dog, who canonically exists across every known airport in the cosmos, cleaning up all the messes, because he's the perfect janitor, so they just cloned him a whole bunch. Dogs are very efficient like that. Here is a place that sells artesian toilet water for the refined doggy consumer. I don't really need any of these, but I like the idea of collecting things. This is an ATM. You can pet the dog on the ATM because if you see a dog, you can pet it. That is the rule that we are following. You can also run. You can run on a you can run on a people mover, and it just works. It makes you go fast. This one tiny thing means a whole lot to me. But we gotta find C1 or C3. This is actually B1, so I think we have to keep going to move on. We also are gonna need to pass some time, which leads me into the next feature in this build. You've got that giant clock up there, right? If you've played a little game called Metal Gear Solid 5, you might know that when you smoke a cigar of undefined substances, you can pass time. You pass time as someone in the background goes, ha ha, and so on. And there's a big clock going and like holograms. They really make this moment feel special. We made that, but dogs. Every time I drink a soda, it advances time a little bit. Just makes the time in the world speed up. As you can see, we've stepped into a small toilet paper and banana shop to check the time. This is definitely a dog. Every dog in the game is voiced by Tom Vanita. This definitely a dog, and other dogs who purr and lick themselves. Those are voiced by me. Not a particular reason for that. You find joy in life where you can. So, speaking of joy, if we can find a snow cone, it will make us have an accelerated super jump. That's what the snow cone is. Okay. So, we've got different movement options. Let's leap. Ah, yes! You can sequence break, and instead of having to take an elevator like a nerd, we can just leap down to this airport expansion, which is also new. Here's an investigation dog. He looks friendly. Let's see what he's up to. Hello, traveler. I'm a detective from Pattsville. Pattsville is an airport you'll be able to visit later in the game. The game is open world, so you can travel between the airports anytime, but Pattsville is called Pattsville because it's a noir-themed dog planet where all the dogs have fedoras. And, you know, noir is filled with patsies, and dogs love pats. I'm investigating a crime, says investigation dog, moving on from the horrible pun that basically sustains his existence. What's the crime, investigation dog? That's a horrible thing, sir. You see, you stole my heart. And it seems that's a literal human heart that he has just dropped onto the ground and is now rolling away from us. Viscous and wet. What the hell, man? What do you mean? You just dropped a human heart at my feet, we tell investigation dog. How do you know it's human? We pet him for his excellent deductive reasoning and rebuttal. Is this a human heart, we ask? Yes, he says. I think we should stop talking. That is probably for the best, says investigation dog. Now I've got a human heart in my inventory. This is just a thing I have now. This doesn't have to be weird. You coming back makes this weird. Just give me another heart, investigation dog. I know you've got one. I mean, yeah, it's not my fault you don't keep more of these things around. I don't know why investigation dog exists. Most of these dogs have been ridden at 4 a.m. when I no longer have self-control and the ability to understand the consequences of my actions. I wake up and suddenly a dog that gives you human hearts is in the game, and I just live with that. Here's Corny Kara. Hi, I sell ice cones, which are made up of a bunch of tiny flavored pieces of frozen water that make your tongue cold and your brain happy. Want one? I'd love a try. Let's ask how the ice is flavored. How is the ice flavored? Very carefully. Take the strawberry cone, for example. We kind of just have to make the ice red, and dogs being a bit colorblind, Is that a chunk of marinara in your flavored ice? A bit of blood? A speck of strawberry? Who knows? What's important is that it tastes good and that you don't think about it. Did you just say that the cone might be flavored with blood? No. No, I did not. Oh, howdy. Want an ice cone? One strawberry cone, please. One strawberry flavored ice cone coming right up. She is very much emphasizing the fact that it is a flavored version of this. We're going to pick up this ice cone, and when I was developing the game, I did apply a modifier on the ice cone that makes it accelerate your jump by like 3 times. Let's see if that actually happens. No, it does not. It does not give you the jumpy boost effect that I thought I had applied to it. That is a bug. However, to make up for that bug there, we're going to go to a coffee shop and find a way to accelerate time so that we can be within the threshold for boarding. The way that boarding a gate or a plane to go to a different destination works in this game is much like boarding a plane in real life. We can't do that really anymore. But in an airport for aliens currently run by dogs, this utopian society, you definitely can. I ordered a very complex coffee. Barista Dog said that's a very big order. Says you asked for something unprecedented and dangerous, and I have made it for you. If anyone asks, you didn't get this from me. We're gonna take this big coffee, larger than us, and we're gonna pick that back up, and we're gonna drink it. And it makes time go really fast for a series of seconds until it slows back down again. Now, all of our flights are at 4, so we need to just drink that specific coffee a few more times. You're gonna get an Ochenta quadruple shot caramel macchiatino, low froth, cream double whipped, 1 sprinkle cinnamon. Actually, we're gonna get a slightly smaller one. In this game, the more complex your coffee order, the faster time goes. So, this entire game is deeply systemic. As you can see, we are dealing with functions of time and the stores that are around us. Every time you enter a store, or every time you enter an airport, as you travel between airports, the airports evolve. This space could be occupied with an entirely new type of store. The dog that you met before might have moved elsewhere. Maybe the business is closed. Maybe the thing that you're looking for is built around something else entirely new. Or there's a store that isn't available because it just isn't around in this airport. The fact that every time you come into an airport or travel across the game, the experience is different means that for someone who has worked on a lot of games at this point, I can actually play something that I've worked on that's like narrative based. I'm traveling across the universe and having different experiences every time, and it all just works. After we go through the pain and suffering of making it just work, it's genuinely mind-blowing. And catching our flight means getting to the gate within roughly 90 minutes of flight time. We're going to pick up a bunch of other sodas that accelerate the flow of time and just chug those to make sure that when we get to our... When we get to our gate, there will be... when we get to our gate, that there will be dogs ready to receive our orders. There we go. The flight is at 4:47. It is 3:51. We have real-time minutes. We have nearly an hour of real-time minutes until it's time to take the flight, which means we have a lot of time to solve these dogs' quests before it takes off. Thing is, due to all of the big leaps I talked about in terms of development, you can now wait for flights in real time. Like, you can do a real-time run of this game. Just, like, wait for 3 hours in real time to get your flight and go to the next place and just chill in the meantime. It, again, is the sort of mind-blowing thing that I think about it and makes me very happy, because this is an absurd world based off of, like, comedy dogs and like physics. I can just throw a boarding pass. When a boarding pass is expired, it lights itself on fire. It lights itself on fire, and it has a big ol' X on it, and It doesn't scream in agony, but you can definitely imagine the agonizing screams. And yet, it's also a game that's built on deeply simulated worlds, filled with compelling dogs that love you and are happy that you're here. It's great. So this is Gate C1. I have C1 on our boarding pass. Let's hand this boarding pass off and head to the next destination. To do that, we'll first have to deal with Bribe Dog, the dog who loves bribes. Hey, friend. You can see my name. I can see my name. We know what happens next. We played the story. I'm Bribe Dog, but smaller. You could tell that he's Bribe Dog, but smaller because he is roughly 2 inches smaller than the dog next to him. Of course, this has given me a parade of anxieties and insecurities, so I want a big drink. I want a drink so big that it makes me forget that I exist. That's a big mood, Bribe Dog. You deserve some pets. I want to drown in the face of the internet, friend. Make it happen. I don't have a big drink. Better start looking then. Time is short and so am I. So, based off of our knowledge of airports and the way that this absurd world works, we know that big drinks can, among other places, come from coffee houses if we do a really complex order. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the coffee house. Using our knowledge of the world, we're now experienced travelers. Pick up this big coffee, bring it back to Bribe Dog. As you get through the game, there should be more and more characters with stranger requests. Your journey is going to be different than a friend's journey. You can run on a people mover, whichever way it seems to be going in, because it's more fun that way. Also, there's a dog that you can meet on this planet who tells you that they altered the laws of physics to make that possible, and I feel like we should just honor their sacrifice. So, as you're dealing with all these objectives in a journey that is unique to you, you're going to find more and more weird things that you need to acquire in some way to deal with the strange problems that you encounter. Solving those problems and exploring more of the world. Oh shoot! No! When you fall off the world, you teleport back to a safe point in the airport. This is a dog at an information desk. I nearly threw our coffee off the edge of the world while idly throwing out the last of our boarding passes that we didn't need, and that has nearly put us in a very bad place. But I managed to retrieve it and get teleported back. And that's a part of my player journey now, and I gotta run. But first, I'm gonna talk to Engineer Dog, who has single-handedly bent physics so that we can, move on people movers any way we want. They'll be mad, but I broke several laws of physics so that you could run as fast as you wanted on this people mover in any direction. The direction it's supposed to go? It doesn't go in that direction anymore. It goes in both directions, all the time. Gonna be honest, this just sounds rad. I'm glad to hear you think so. I don't think I've done anything terribly wrong, but I've also just got this constant vague fear that I'll be punished for my sins against the universe. Yeah, I think that's just sentience, sorry. I think I broke physics so hard that it affected every people mover, so you can use every people mover you see going both ways. I'm sorry? You're welcome? I don't know how to feel about all this myself, to be honest. Thank you for your good work. Is there anything I should be worried about using these? Probably. And she just stopped talking to us. So, yeah, we should probably be worried, but we aren't going to be, because we're going to get back to that dog who is forcing us to bribe him so that he'll do his job. Dog with a problem. I'm not going to even deal with that today. I'm just going to leap off of this precipice, go on a people mover, and keep going. Eventually, different drinks, all sorts of things in the world will all have different effects when you use them. But for now, we're focused on edible things like coffee, like sodas, like donuts, to get in a V1 of things so we can expand that foundation later on. which is how you end up with places like... Let me see if I can read this. Can I read this? I don't think I can. But this is Exhausted Eddie. We made a initial deck of stores that can appear here, and the game has progressed far enough, like in terms of having fully simulated airports, that we can just chill. We can just hang out. Exhausted Eddie is doing his thing. We can build now more of the game because all the foundations and systems of the game are kind of working as they are in the final game. It's really terrifying to have that in a pre-alpha because most games do not progress with this level of completion this early. But it's a really exciting place to be because it means I can focus on adding the real thing to this game that's going to make it better, which is more dogs. Oh ho, my tall friend! Did you get me a drink several times larger than my body or the nearest building? Is this what you need? This is it! The big drink! A drink that is horribly, dangerously large! Thank you for granting an incredibly ill-conceived wish. I am certain we will both regret it. Here's a portal. We're gonna go through it. And we're on our plane en route to our next destination, which is Beachwell. This is a new dog named Watcher Lake. We're surrounded by pups in what is a new type of flight. See, Dog Airport game now has airlines. You can, whenever you take a flight, you end up in the plane of one of 4 airlines, each with a different soundtrack and a different vibe. There's like speed lines and a lit up plane wing. Again, small things that mean a lot to me because these are just pieces of a world that work. The worlds just work. We're surrounded by cute pups. Sorry for staring. I wish only to observe the magnificence of the airport and its glories. We're going to inform this dog that he's looking the wrong way and hope it doesn't give him the existential crisis that it should inspire. Seriously? Afraid so. That said, do you mind if we switch seats? Go right ahead, buddy. Aha, thank you. Perhaps one day I'll stand again in the heart of the forest and feel the thrum of nature centered perfectly upon me. But for now, a window seat ain't bad. We're gonna land at our airport. Had a nice little interaction with our fellow passenger. That branches and can also change in between playthroughs and times you talk to them depending on the options you choose. This is Beachwell, a vaporwave beach planet where you jump into a large pool to access the rest of the world. We've got airports that are already exhibiting hints of secrets. As you can see, we can now swim in the swimming pool, which was not a thing that existed before. And in terms of secrets, if you look around, there's a photo booth, which should not be here. If we enter it, it has a completely obsidian place, like face where the picture of a dog should be. And if we make a pledge, we get a human skull. I'm not going to tell you what the human skull can be used for, but the game isn't horrifying. It just, oh, here's the flaming airport boarding pass. We don't need any of these. No, don't want to throw the human skull. Do I still have a human heart? I've got dollar bills. Curse my incredibly large inventory. Oh, no. Ah! Okay. Got a snow cone that does not function. There is the human heart. Just as wet and gooey as when we first met it. Not gonna think about that. Okay, let's talk to the pedestrian. Is a melancholy a sad dog, or am I overthinking this? You can tell that's a dog I wrote at 4 a.m. So we want to go to the newest airport featured in this before we end the video, showing off all the new features and polish that have popped up in the world as we continue to expand this universe of simulated dog places. This is a very slow elevator. I'm not going to board it. I'm going to get on this elevator. It seems like the elevator to hop onto. Oh, there we go. I was about to say maybe this was a slow elevator. Now, if okay, so time has passed since the 4 p.m. that we took the flight on because moving places takes time. It seems that roughly 6 hours go by when you fly to Beachwell from Phobos. So we need to figure out when our flight to the Marinara Trench, which is the newest airport, takes off. So let's pick up some boarding passes. All of the boarding passes point to A2. Also, A1. Where's an A1 boarding pass? I want an A1 boarding pass. I'm not getting an A1 boarding pass. I think luck of the randomized draw has meant I am not getting an A1 boarding pass. I want another 50. These are just A2s. A2s as far as I can see. I want the dog to give me an A1 boarding pass. However, it does not seem he wants to. So, give me an A1 boarding pass. Just one A1 boarding pass, please. He's not going to give it to me. I'm going to have to take the A2 flight, which means passing quite a bit of time. Nearly 8 hours, actually. We aren't going to wait for that in real time, though I have considered a novelty thing where I actually wait for flights in real time. We're not doing that today, because I've got things I want to do, and I want to see my family again. So, A2, we have to figure out where that is. A1 through A3. Boom, got it. It's all the way over there. Time to find a coffee house that will allow us to just pass a whole bunch of time using over-caffeination. That is a meat store that sells a salami dog toy. What we actually want is coffee. Using the hologram, we can get there. Off in the distance, I know who that man is. We're not going to interact with him. You're a human, right? You ever look at your hands and wish you had like 14 of them? I don't have to wish, buddy. I already have it. So we're going to, using the garbage can, get rid of just a whole bunch of these. And because the garbage can has a... Because at 2 a.m. I asked, again, by our Patreon patrons whether or not the dog... You should be able to pet trash cans like you can pet a dog. They all said yes. So that's a thing you can do now. And because in our system, pretty much anything you can pet is registered as a dog. All trash cans are dogs, canonically. Let's get some big coffees and make time pass. Now we've got a lot of time to pass, so we're going to... I know if I drink 2 time advancing things at once, like an energy drink and a coffee, it will make time accelerate beyond the speed of human comprehension to get it, and just really move things along. But I'm scared, and we've already got so many boarding passes for this flight. I don't want to interfere with this process. I think we're just going to let things lie. Let sleeping dogs lie. And... one big coffee at a time. Let's go with the medium coffee. Make sure that effect wears off before we try something else. We're getting close to boarding time. Gotta get within 90 minutes of 6:26. This should be within the bounds of error. 5:16. That's about an hour before the flight, which means we're well within our rights to head over that direction. There's another information dog. Each airport has a unique information dog that tells you about that airport. That's also informed by some interesting stuff that's been happening while we're in pseudo early access on Patreon. For the very first release of Beachwell, the flames have put themselves out. Another touch I'm very proud of. Sometimes you burn out so hard that you don't come back ever, which is a terrifying lesson. Better learned within the confines of a peaceful dog world than real life. But the thing that that came along when we made our first new airport, which was Phobos. Phobos actually isn't the first airport ever. It's just the first airport in our sequence as we teach you about how airports work with this small regional one. The first big thing that we learned was that we didn't have enough time to do a unique information dog for that planet. So we just stuck it in. We had the information booth be empty, and we put it out into the world, and our patrons apparently liked it. Very happy about that. There was a unique information dog ready for the next update, and canonically, he was late to his first shift because of sort of the live storytelling and how we're incorporating the dog stories into early access into the final version of the game. And that's just a piece of the world that exists now. You'd never know about it if you didn't know about the Patreon or the process of creation, but it makes the world feel more alive while we're building it, at least, and that's valuable. I don't get all the fuss around flying. Just think of it like a big sausage. The plane is the casing, and we are the meat. We are the meat. Don't you feel relaxed now? A2. Where's A2? Here we go. Your pilot is drunk and ready for takeoff. Hand me your boarding pass and we'll get going. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Here's my boarding pass. Thank you for trusting your drunk pilot. They appreciate your kindness. Their one job is to bear witness, and you are helping. Pill Dog. Hey, hey. I have a deeply unfortunate name. Let me make that very clear up front. However, the plane does need restocking medical supplies in pill form. Bring some, and we can take off. I don't have pills. Swing by the nearest medical clinic. The doctor should be able to help you. Hey, hey. Get me pills. I'm Pill Dog. So we gotta get Pill Dog some pills so that he can let us board. It is unclear whether Pill Dog has an unfortunate addiction or genuinely it's just very conscientious about the amount of pills on a flight before you take off in case there's a medical emergency. There's Janitor Dog again. Again, cloned across the many galaxies. I forgot to get bag insurance. I don't have any bags, but it feels like a missed opportunity. We've got a bunch of Renaissance art from the Met. Not Renaissance art. Just art in general. A lot of abstract stuff, a lot of landscapes. I went to college for art history. I should know what era of art this is. Anywho, we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna talk dog to dog MD. Trying to get sick. I save lives here. If you hit a point where you'd like a save, I'd be happy to help as soon as I figure out how to do that. What you need today? Can I get some medicine? Sure thing. How sick are you feeling on a scale from 1 to 8 extremely large bottles of pills? 8? You sound very sick. It is likely that I am being used. Need anything else? Nope. I appreciate it. Come back anytime. We're gonna get a bunch of pills for Pill Dog, so that Pill Dog will be happy with us. Also let us fly to our next destination. And as much as I love the bopping soundtrack of this planet, I'm really looking forward to exploring the Marinara Trench for the first time. Haven't really had a lot of space to get into it because I've been editing other parts of the game. So just exploring, it's a flooded Southwest inspired planet. It's gonna be a nice time. Where are my pills? I got my money, there's my pills. Thank you. This medicine should restock our emergency supplies for the next while, easily. Maybe we could share some. You already got the pills. We're ready to fly when you are. Please do not look directly into my eyes. Pill Dog, you're deeply suspicious and I love you. Let's go to the next airport. And we're on another airline. Anxious parent dog. Let's see what's his deal. I'm going on vacation. Leaving the boys behind for a couple of weeks. Gonna meet with my wife at the next airport. Gonna meet with my airport at the next wife would be a weird sentence. Gonna meet back with my wife at the next airport. It should be a good time. Nice, what's the occasion? It doesn't feel right to call them children. They haunt my dreams and stomp through the countryside with giant crashing steps. They are 4 months old and I am terrified. Like, I'm some friggin' pit bull thing, I think. My wife is a collie. I don't know how this happened. Can I tell you something dangerous? I think anxious parent dog. I think the kids are making him anxious and not in the way that kids typically can/should. Please do not tell me anything dangerous. I'm so sorry, my friend. You're already an accomplice. The boys will smell me on you. Well, I'm gonna sleep now. I wish anxious parent dog a lot of luck. Sounds like he needs it. Welcome to the Marinara Trench. Look at these dunes. Look at these mountains and these mesas. Look at that jukebox, which in the world, like, that's a physical music source. Every airport, again, because we went way too hard on wanting this world to be simulated. Every airport has a physical music source. In the Beachwell airport we just left, it was the Lifeguard Tower. And now we've got this jukebox up here. Just, boombox actually. Just doing its thing. Playing away. This is also the first airport with a tram, so I think we're going to take that and explore a little bit of Terminal 2. Here's another information dog who is not here yet, but will be. Got some cacti. And a dog here with a stick in its mouth. Tram Dog Charlie. You don't want to get on this tram, buddy. Do I want to ask why? I'm hoping you do. Knowledge is power, buddy. Ain't got knowledge, you ain't got power. And power has the word ow in it because knowledge hurts. Listen, you throw something while you're on this tram, it'll fly through the friggin' window. You jump while you're inside this thing, it'll launch you into the nearest ocean. This is dangerous. No one should use this. No one should have this. Frankly, I'm surprised someone managed to finish building this without getting struck down for their own hubris. The fact that it exists is a sin. Okay, so how am I supposed to get to Terminal 2? Listen, buddy. My job is to point out problems. Solutions are some other guy's department. The tram is bad. It is wrong. Just get on board and remain as still as possible, okay? This is also based on a prior version of the game. Previously, if you... Let's toss out some pills. Previously, when you got on the tram, if you jumped while you were mid-journey or through anything, bad things would happen to the laws of physics. And those consequences would be deeply, immediately apparent. Tram Dog Charlie used to warn you about that fact before we did the update, but then when we did the update, we also found a way to make it so that jumping inside the tram didn't break the laws of physics. And now, he's just kind of lying to you. And I like the idea of dogs that lie to you for benign reasons. He just wants to make sure that you're safe, along with everyone else, because you can't trust them trams. He warns you against public transportation every time you come by. It is his single goal in life. See, Marinara Trench is called the Marinara Trench because it is the source of all marinara in the universe. That red chunky liquid, that's not blood. That's marinara. Don't think about it. There's a giant clock embedded in the side of a mountain. And there's Cornucera again. It actually feels nice meeting store owners across airports. It's like seeing a friend. Being like, oh, I recognize them. I needed a snow cone to jump over this large gap. You smell great. What was I doing again? I get that feeling, pedestrian. I understand you. So this is Terminal 2. Terminal 2 has some different vegetation style than the previous airport. That's Jimmy Donuts. I recognize Jimmy Donuts because I wrote him. Also because I've met him quite a few times. We don't have quite as many gates in this airport, but they're spread across more terminals. So it provides a different challenge of knowing where your gate is, where the terminal is, passing time in between it, knowing the tram schedule, because it does run on a schedule, and moving along accordingly. But speaking of moving along, like, the main thing is I just wanted to show that this airport exists. Maybe we'll talk to the Exhausted Eddie. But this is an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. A absurd first-person open-world comedy adventure game about dogs that love you, that are glad you're here, and I'm sure glad you're here as well. Thanks for watching this. Let's talk to this deeply exhausted dog before we head off. I'm Exhausted Eddie, and oh boy have I got deals for you. We're practically giving away beds here. Literally giving them away. It's fantastic. Using one of these beds just once will make 5 hours go by instantly. Will you feel rested? No. Will you feel happy? Absolutely not. But you sure did use a bed. You're here for a bed, my friend, and Exhausted Eddie can't wait to give you one. What if I'm not here for a bed? Then you have invoked a deep and abiding fear in the depths of Exhausted Eddie. He's feeling it. Exhausted Eddie is really feeling it. The dark times are coming and they aren't gonna stop. Are you okay, Eddie? On a scale from 1 to 10, Exhausted Eddie can't tell. So I'm gonna choose to ignore it. You come back if you decide you want a bed, okay? Can't wait to see you again. Exhausted Eddie. I wrote him and I'm not sure what his deal is. I just hope he's okay. I hope you're okay. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, dog fans, take care.